Go ahead, Sharon. Got to add you, and we got to get this background out of this overlay because it overlays like overly lame. Okay, there you are.
Okay. So, um, welcome to Taking the Journey Together. We have been doing some, um, well, hit and miss playing by the time of whatever is going on, but we're here and we're going to do what we can in the time that we have. We're going to make it work. We are Aymar and Zare.
Just a little bit further.
We are.
Get both of us in. There you go.
There you go. And we are taking the journey together. And you are on this trip with us this time.
I need to look over here. Looks like, but still work on this the same time.
Needless to say, we are not in our studio. As you can tell from behind us, we are out and about and on the road. And when you're out and about and on the road, you never know what the journey is going to turn up. And this time it turned up a little difficulty. So, but we are still going to do this. And I'm going to start off with, having our, speaking our belief statement. It says, we are going to relate. It doesn't matter what your mother says, your father says, your children say, or even what Jesus says. We are going to relate. We get the idea that we can be friends, but we can't be lovers, or we can be lovers, but we can't be friends. Therefore, we believe we can marry our lover, but not our friend. Well, at Taking the Journey Together, we feel the need to relate in a balanced way. By balanced, we believe that your best friend can be your best lover, which means taking the friendship and sharing on one side and the lover and sexual compatibility on the other side, then working towards creating a thriving relationship, or what are called healthy relationships.
Exactly.
And there you have.
There you have. And she got my face cut off on this. We're in a warm place in the country. We're not going to really speak it right now. We're in a warm place in the country. I would say that as long as my face is cut off, you're still not going to be able to know what I'm saying. But we're part of the James Brown part of the world. That's right. We're in the James Brown part of the world right now. We're glad to see those who have caught up with us. We're running late. Had some problems getting online, trying to get the kind of stuff information that we needed earlier, but it didn't quite happen. But that's all right. Soon we are going to be online with someone who is going to take us to a whole nother level, and we will always make sure we're online with no problems at all. In fact, I'm going to bring this person in right now as we brush off the Georgia flies around here. Come on in, Mrs. Spiritual Advocate, Sister Latita. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm brushing off those Georgia flies too with you.
Is the volume okay?
Now her volume, well, you can't hear our volume to it because we got this down
Right.
low.
I was just
So that's the only reason why.
I was just making sure.
Yeah, only because we got our volume down low because we're on another particular cell phone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm remoting back to that main remote big machine. That's why. But you can kind of hear a little bit of her over there, and you can hear us over there where she's at. She's over there yonder, yonder. You know, I'm using that yonder stuff. She's over there yonder. In fact, to tell you the truth, let's go like this. I wonder if you could do that. Oh no, I don't. No, I'm not going to mess up anything.
Please don't.
No, I'm not.
We're going to leave. It took us long enough to get here.
Exactly. Anyway,
we're going to leave well enough alone.
We could throw a rock at it. So anyway, how are you doing today, Miss Latita? How are you doing?
Hey, yo, I'm vibing here. I am vibing here in what we call James Brown land. It's cool. The people are wonderful. I mean, people are actually wonderful. I love it here. I love it here. I mean, it spikes out at 110, 111. You know, if I breathe real deep, I can lose 3 pounds. It's real good here.
I need to do some deep breathing then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Deep, deep breathing, as they would call
Yes.
it too. Definitely,
Yes.
definitely. So tell us, this we have a topic today we're going to talk about, and I'm wondering, just before we get into our topic, I'm gonna ask you, by using your spiritual insight, what you think our topic means and what we're going to talk about before we start. I think we're going to start that too. We're going to ask you ahead of time what our topics could be and see if you get another button before it's over, from that end. What do you think about that?
Oh, wow. So are we going to talk about
Well,
taking the journey together?
That was good. No one give you the topic names. We'll give it, make it a little fair. Good God, we're not that bad now, are we? No, it's called The Art of Loving Out Loud. What's this one, Sharon?
attention, language, and ritual.
Again, The Art of
Mm.
Loving Out Loud.
Attention, language, and ritual.
That's what the topic is. So what you think it's going to be about then?
Attention, language, and you said love?
Ritual.
Ritual. Oh, wow. That's it's actually it's very general because they can touch on anything. It can touch on anything.
Wow, you're right. You're right. Well, let's start and let's look at one of the first things that we will touch on, and I'll let Sherman talk about what the theme focus then is.
The theme is focusing attention on your partner through intentional love language and daily rituals.
Uh-oh. Some of those out there are going, what the
Uh,
heck? I don't know if I want to deal with this daily, every day, but hey.
But you have to do it by intention.
Mhm.
And this is speaking from experience. Those times when I get caught up in other things and my mind goes off on this got to be done and that got to be done. Sometimes the intention of showing that love that I feel goes by the wayside too. It gets caught up in the, as they call the minutia of stuff that is hanging out there.
I don't know what minutia is, but I'm going to go over to Mrs. Groovalicious and say, could we call minutia the ether?
We can call it the other word that sounds something like the menu.
She
Okay.
tried to say, could we call the ether? I don't want you to kind of,
No,
mess it up.
I'm not.
I'm sorry. He said. Okay, look. I mean, it's attention to your partner. I mean, first we pay attention to ourselves in order to pay attention to our partner. That's to me that's etheric.
Oh, wow. I think, give us, in your grand wise way, my sister, what is etheric?
The breath, the space, the movement.
For those who want to hear a down to earth way, preacher used to tell me one time they used to march with Martin Luther King. He says, sometimes, Mr. Butts, you're so heavily minded, you're earthly no good. I said, well, sometimes you're so earthly good, you're not heavily minded. But anyway, I think you're saying sometimes people call it's a way of life. It's just a plain way of life. Do we want to make that a way of life in our relationships? Do we think when it comes to our relationship, I can actually do that? Should I actually do that? What you think, Sharon?
Absolutely. And it has to
Every
be
day?
that way.
24/7? For months? For years? Are you kidding me? For years? Please stop.
Do you breathe every day?
No, don't even try that.
No, I'm saying that if you want to make the most of your relationship, yes, it has to be an everyday thing, but it can't just be one-sided. It has to be balanced on both sides. You have to make it an everyday thing, and your partner has to make it an everyday thing too, because there is so much going on in people's everyday lives that it's easy for it to get lost. I mean, you've got the kids; they need your attention, they need your love, they need your this, they need your that. You've got your job. You've got the neighbor down the street who's a little bit batty and acting foolish half the time. You've got your family that you had before you started the family with your partner. You've got all of these little widgets that you have to deal with.
Widgets.
Yeah, life widgets.
That's funny.
So, and so as you're dealing with all these little life widgets,
Mhm.
something's got to give sometime, and you don't want it to be your relationship.
So today that kind of sounds like a conversation, not going into detail, from our spiritual advocate. We were talking about in the place where she's at. We're not going to mention the detail because it's personal. Do you think of that kind of stuff kind of goes on too? Where you got people around who are like acting like widgets? No, excuse me, or acting quite different, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah, I have widgets, gidgets, digits, digits.
And the jits got jits.
Woo. But everyone can be learned from, and they can make you better if you allow it.
I like how you said that. And I'll be honest with you, as I'm digging around with this, I'm still listening. Me and you know, sometimes we don't think that deeply about our relationships. We might handle a lot of other people that way. But when it comes to our own relationship, we may say, nah, that part cuts off. I am not going to make a ritual, excuse me, of every day trying to deal with loving my particular partner. Heck no, I got to see that person every day. Hell to the no.
And some of us take our relationships in the same vein that we take our religion.
Mhm.
It comes around once a week.
Yeah. You know, I thought she was going to say, Sister Latia, I thought she was going to say, it's because some of us say, hey, man, I'm not taking my relationship that serious.
No.
Look, you got her laughing. You know she got to laugh at that. You know she's heard that many times. I ain't taking. Don't take all that anyway. What you think? What you think, sister? She can't say anymore because she know that ain't no lie. She know that ain't no lie. What a shame, dude.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh, sadly, that way I just said some folks have. I know some uncles and cousins mentioned on there. They have made that a way of life. I ain't making this relationship that serious, and been with them for years. I ain't never took it that serious.
I work every day. 12, 8 hours, whatever. I'm not gonna come home and put in another 8 and 12 hours. Work is work,
Right.
home is home. You know, a lot of people have that attitude.
Hold on, sister. Sister Latia, you shaking your head like you know something about that?
Well, no, here it is. I had a small epiphany, and I say
Okay.
small the other day. Should it be work? Should love really be work?
It
You know?
See, now you're getting us back on track, keeping all serious. And we were trying to say, you don't take all that. See, now stop that. Us brothers don't want to hear that. We ain't got no time for that. We ain't got no
Anybody got time for that?
No, I mean, does love actually hurt? It should be effortless. When you look at a baby, it's effortless. It doesn't hurt. When you look at a child, it's effortless. It doesn't hurt to love. It shouldn't. When you're looking at another adult that you love, why does it hurt?
Maybe hurt people. Oh.
Or maybe hurt people don't want to hurt people. That's why they stay away from people.
Oh, shoot. She's talking from experience, too. I know she is.
And we've all been there at some point in
Been there,
time.
done that. So let's move. Let's move real quickly. We've already been late, not because of our fault. Things happen from that end. We already started our welcome, our story. We did our introduction. And we know when it's called. When is attention what? When is too much attention not enough? In fact, a sister, Latia, when she saw me today, I talk about life is life, and then she gave me a hug and said, it's just life. When is it too much? You remember that, sister?
I'm sorry, say it again now.
You said, when I was talking a little bit about frustration I was going through and how you were dealing with life, and you said, life is life. When is it ever too much?
Yeah.
See, it's gonna come back around, sister. People remember. But
Yes.
that's the same thing when we're talking about in a relationship. When is attention too much? Now remember, and you've been in the counseling world, sometimes people will say, oh, you're moving into the arena of you being, what is it? Another, what's a strong pursuer called? Okay, what's a strong pursuer called?
Stalker.
A stalker. You're moving into the stalker arena. So don't be clinging to me too hard because I'm thinking you a stalker. I need to have my space. So when is attention too much? We need to reflect on how some partners feel neglected, even when others think they're being attentive. That's right. That person who may think you're being a stalker, the person that thinks that you're clinging to them too much, it might be because you don't know their love language. You might not know what they need to feel like they're loved. What you may feel like that in turn is being loving to them, it may not be to them.
Yeah.
It may not be to them.
Yes. And sometimes it's a reflection of what they need as
Mhm.
opposed to what
You
they what you need.
exactly.
And so they are reflecting on you what it is they need.
Mhm.
You know, that person that calls 3 or 4 times, you know, a day when you're on your job and says, well, why didn't you call me back? Or why didn't you
Are
answer?
you trying to talk about me? Sometimes I did.
Now, see,
She tried to make an example, but she hiding.
no, now see, your toe wasn't even in the room.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So, not from what I was saying, it wasn't even
Okay,
in the room.
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about,
So, folks, I didn't do that. I just made that.
I'm talking about, you hear it all the time on shows and on TV and things like that. I called you today. Why didn't you answer?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was in a meeting. Well, why didn't you call back? I got tied up. Well, you know, and it was kind of like that that the show we were watching the other night where, you know, she was off from work and he was working and she was intruding on his workspace, even though it was in the house. She was still intruding on his workspace and what he was responsible for doing at work. And he's like, I'm in the house, yes, but that's just where my office happens to be. I'm still at work, yes.
Are we there yet?
Yes, and she was getting, you know, frustrated because she didn't know what to do with herself, and he was busy and not giving her attention. But at that point, you know, when I'm sorry, there was something that
It's a fly. It's a Georgia fly. You want to get involved.
and you know, at some point you've got to realize that the person is doing what they can do.
Exactly. So we're talking about attention is about quantity. Attention is about quality, timing, and meaning. That's our section. We want to end this section before we move on to you, Sister Latita. What do you think about it? Attention is not about quantity, excuse me. It's about quality, timing, and meaning. What you
Well,
think?
see, are you going to be celery or are you going to be asparagus? See,
I
when
don't
you
like
say
asparagus.
stalkers,
No, go ahead.
I think of celery,
Okay.
celery stalk,
Okay.
right? Are you going to be celery? Do you need an apple or do you need celery? You see what I'm saying? Some people need celery. Some people need an apple. You dig what I'm saying? And it's about learning the language. Learn you, learn your love language, learn their love language. Learn it across the board. Some is general, some is personal.
Yes, 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 yes.
And if you don't know, ask.
And we're
Yes.
going to give you a way of being able to know it. Defining the love language framework. This was introduced years ago. I was studying about it years ago when I was totally involved in this thing called relationships in the first place, taking the journey relationship thing, which I won't get into in detail. But Dr. Gary Chapman came up with this idea of 5 love languages. Here's all the 5. Number 1, words of affirmation. Number 2, Sarah?
Acts of service.
Number 3, receiving gifts. Number 4,
Quality time.
last one,
Personal touch.
again, words of affirmation. 2, acts of service. 3, receiving gifts. 4, quality time. 5, physical touch. Each one of these we can make an example into real examples in life. First one, just to give you thinking and help you sit on the same page. Words of affirmation. You handle that situation so well. I'm proud of you. Now, I'll be honest with you. I knew a aunt when I was my first marriage. If I would have said something like that to her, you know what she would have said to me?
You've told me. I'm
What,
not-
what do you think, Sister T? This sister from down south, she was 60 down south. What do you think she said to me when I have said that to her before?
What did
She
you
would say,
say?
"That's mighty white of you." Seriously, she would say that. That's mighty white of you. And I would tell you right now, she ain't never said one word good to her husband ever. Ever. I ain't never heard said anything good to her
Oh
wife.
my
I
God.
guess she figured if she did, she'd be mighty white. So in the next one, straight to go on to the next one. Acts of what?
Acts of service,
Mm-hmm.
doing the dishes after your partner's long day. And generally that's sent towards a male doing it for a female, but it doesn't always have to be that way. But you get the idea. It's doing something that that person would normally do that you take off their plate.
Yes. Yes. You want to add to that, sister, before we go on to the next ones?
No. You guys are great.
Receiving gifts, a small, thoughtful item tied to an inside joke. That is another one. And Sharon could tell you, I do that all the time,
Mm-hmm.
don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you looking like that? That was not a gift I wanted.
No.
She pretty much don't like my jokes, I'll be honest with you.
No,
Because she don't think they're thoughtful.
no, sometimes your jokes crack me up. Like you said one yesterday, I think it was, and I cracked up laughing about it. I can't remember what it is now, but it was funny at the time. It was very funny at the time. But the small, thoughtful gift doesn't have to be tied to an inside joke. It could be just like, we were out once, and you know that I like wind chimes and things like that, and lighthouses, and you just picked up this little lighthouse and purchased this little lighthouse for me. That's a thoughtful gift. And that getting gifts and things like that, for me, that's not that big of a deal anyway. But the idea that you did it right there on the spot, that did mean a lot.
Exactly. So she's just trying to say, "Whoa, I messed that one up." Anyway, she's trying to say, brother, that sometimes the sisters out there, especially brothers who like to be jokelicious or just jokey wise, sometimes it's okay to be joking, and that could be your gift.
Yeah.
Just a joke could be a gift. And so some of these sisters don't take it so seriously. You may have been with serious guys all your life. You get a guy that's like to joke around and he like being a comedian. I was like a class clown, if you can believe it or not. Most people think I'm so serious. There's no way he was a class clown, but I was when I was in school. It was changed sometime later in life. I changed my mind about that shit. But anyway, and I still do it with her a lot too. So that might be the only thing that we'll be able to do just to make you feel happy, make you feel like look at it being okay. Let a brother be able to do that with that joke. He is not trying to laugh at you. He wants you to laugh with you. Right?
Right.
Quality time. What's that?
A walk with no phones
Uh-oh.
or distractions. Dinner with no phones or distractions. Breathing with no phones.
Breathing?
Yeah.
I don't even want to ask how you got to that. That even funny.
No, I'm talking about some people have phones. Like they're never without their phones. I had a student once that said she sleeps with her phone. I'm like,
really? What's his name? See, this you call this one right there. Hey, it'll be sleepalicious.
And let me tell you,
I told you we're good. It'll be sleepalicious. Ooh, he's good at night.
And that was probably his name, because if there was a stalker, she was a stalker. She was a phone stalker. She could not live without that phone. And I said to her once, just to put the phone across the room from where she sat, I said, "Are you going to stop breathing because the phone is out of your hand?" This girl looked at me straight faced and serious and said, "I might." My response was, "Let's try that. It's called experimentation."
Wow. We'll try the last one to get her response. Our sister, spiritual advocate, physical touch. By the way, a bird is right now whistling at you. Both of y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
He think you both y'all sexy, and you're like, get out of here, guy. I'm whistling at him. Anyway, you heard him again. You could hear him again. Okay. Physical touch goes right to this one. Good one.
Yes.
Holding hands during a movie. Do they hold hands anymore? When we go out a lot, we don't hardly see couples hold hands much at all. I'm talking about even older couples. You figure that you'd be legally old, right?
Yes.
To do that. They don't even do that whatsoever much, do they?
No, no.
So what you think about that?
Young couples do. Young couples do more.
So what you think about that, Sister Latia? Do you see a much older or younger couple holding hands much anymore? Or that just like, nah, we don't do stuff like that. Who does that?
I don't see it. I mean, I hold my hand.
Did you say you hold
You know
your own hand? Is that I heard you say? Oh my God.
Look, I'm telling you, I will hold my own hand. Okay. I will comfort myself. I will hold my own hand. If nobody else will, I will hold my own hand. Okay. I am my own comforter. Okay. I'm telling you, I will.
Well, you know what I'm thinking when she said that? There goes the Beatles song. I'm gonna hold your. He's gonna say, I'm gonna hold my hand. I'm gonna hold my hand.
Yeah, I will. Hey, look, there is no shame in holding your own hand. No shame at all. You don't see nobody else. You're like, I want somebody to hold my hand. Hold your own damn hand. You understand? Do that for yourself.
Well,
I'm telling you.
Well, I would say to your sister that for that particular area, they have many influencers now who are across the world who are walking up to people and either holding their hands or hugging them. And many people will respond back. I bet you they respond back because they ain't got too many people in their relationship who are doing that to them. And many times when they do that, that person in the relationship is right beside them. Right beside them. So you could tell they ain't really getting that much from their own person in the relationship. So sometimes I guess you have to do that too. Now, have you been able to hug yourself yet? Because many people talk about that. There you go. Well, there you go. There you go. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one. They're going to take a break, a short break. We'll probably be a little bit later in the show. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, Julius, the big man, won't say too much about it. If you don't, he have to, I guess. Talk to me. When attention misfires. This is the next section. We go by section to section. When attention she's gone, but she'll come back. Yeah, that's all right. Just come back again. When attention misfires, that's why we just gonna look at her now. Before she's usually across the country someplace. Now we just gonna look over and say something to her. When attention misfires, we're gonna address the disconnect when love is given in your language instead of theirs. Let's stop real quickly and say we have took a test, and we're going to talk about that too, where you can go to it. I think we may have to get that after break.
Yeah.
But what is your love language, Sharon, that you found out? There was 5 different languages we just got to talk about. What is your love language?
My love language is words of affirmation and quality time.
Wow. And mine was words of affirmation, and guess what?
Physical touch.
No, even though I put that's my third one down.
I know.
That's really acts of service. I like acts of service done.
Yeah.
Okay. So them are 2. We're telling all ourselves what our love languages are, and we'll get the Titas. I think we haven't gave her the connection to where she could take that test.
She probably knows anyway.
She does either that or she hates tests in the first place because she passes them all. Or she's like, I don't need to take a test. I already know what it is. Stop messing with those little things. I live the life. Anyway, when attention misfires. Example, your gift.
He's on it today, isn't he?
Yeah. You're giving gifts when they crave words of affirmation. What do you think about that? You're giving gifts when they crave words of affirmation. How do you deal with that?
Well, you make a list of everything you want to say to them. I'm just joking. But no, you just have to constantly.
She's trying to grab a good signal out of the air. Maybe she walks a little bit. She might play one. I don't know, but go ahead.
You have to tell them, what they need. Everybody needs words of affirmation sometimes. Some people thrive off of them more than others. And some people don't know how to act when they do get them.
I will say to you on my own experience, and I'm being a little serious now, that many of our children, we have not given them words of affirmation. Maybe it could be like that aunt that used to be in my life. They would say, "That's mighty white of you."
Mhm.
They would think that if you gave words of affirmation, like "I'm proud of you," I love how you think. You did a good job. That would be more like you being white, like in our community, which is really too bad. And because of that, they never knew when they were doing right and being right.
Yeah.
They may have been like with my uncle, an old school kind of mind thought that when you do right, you know it.
Yeah.
Because you did it right, and in turn it was fixed and acted the way it was acted. Well, how do you know that when you're dealing with people, first of all, if they don't give that back to you? And number two, how do you know that if in turn this is the first time you experiment in the area you never did before? You have no standard of knowing if it's right or not until someone told you. And even if you had the instructions, you may not still know after doing the instruction, it still was done right.
Exactly.
You need that mentor, need someone else to tell you. So many times I find that when people in relationship who are not giving that positive information or need it because they never got it for them.
I and I often talk about this student that I had when I was making phone calls to parents whose children were missing work and failing the class and things like that because they were missing work. And I took this one girl out because I was calling other parents too. They just didn't know it. And I took this one girl out and she was like, "Okay, here we go. I knew this was coming." And she was not doing real well in the class. She had some missing assignments. She was not quite failing, but she was real close to failing. But and she was always into something. And when I got her mother on the phone, first thing she said was, "What have you done now?" And I intervened very quickly and said, "She's not done anything that is not good." I said, "What I wanted to do is tell you about something she did that was good." And I shared that with her. And the mother was speechless. And I realized later it was because she didn't get a lot of positive accolades or affirmations at home or anywhere because nobody expected her to do anything really good.
Wow. So let's see. I know you're hearing it from here because you're shouting away. Are you in? Because I can't see you. I think I saw you come in. There you are. There you are. Let's bring you in. I think she was listening on the side and she didn't want to say anything really. She was saying, "This is so good. I'm going to get me some popcorn and just watch them and listen to them. And I'll pop in when I can." We're going to start calling her off pop-up psyche. She comes in and she pops up. It's good, but it's still pop up. Remember how Miss Cletus used to do Miss Cleo used to do late at night on our favorite, a movie we didn't like. She'd pop up right at the commercial. Call me now. Hey, many of us called her now, so don't even stop. We called her.
She was too expensive for me.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
I would just live on my own laurels. I was not gonna call her.
Oh my Lord. Okay, so sometimes the attention is misgiving or misfires. Is your partner seems emotionally distant? They say you never listen even when you're around. I tell you, in a lot of relationships, especially some southern relationship, where a black man is to be seen, not to be heard, many a times the sister ain't even paying attention to what you're saying. If you're saying something, they really ain't paying attention, and they make you feel like, "Oh, you just another one of those Negroes anyway, so I ain't even hearing you." The same way sometimes you see what they do with their kids, sadly. And that is not good in a relationship. Not if their love languages, they need to be heard.
What?
All right. She gave an example. They don't reciprocate, or that's another one. They don't reciprocate or engage in return. Now we're going to talk a little about that at the table without going into detail how love is given. We're not necessarily thinking about something in return, but yet there is an actual given philosophy or law that's called reciprocation. and that goes to that role. Excuse me. What you reap, you also sow.
Mhm.
Oh, so that means in some relationships, people who have not gotten back that which in turn they give, especially in that parent relationship with that child never got any love back from that parent, which they expected or felt inside as a natural way of order. They may feel very left out, and that's the love language they need. What you think about that, Sister Latita? Yeah, I'm gonna call you about that one.
Wow. Not loaded at all.
Come on now, you can tell us now.
We
No,
called you.
I mean, when you're talking about the love of reciprocation, and you're talking about two supposed adults,
Ooh.
and you have some adults that weren't raised, and they're still children themselves.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Look at the camera so we can hear you say it again, because you ain't looking in the camera.
You have some adults that
There you go.
are still children, and they are not adults yet, and they behave as children. They still behave as children, imitating adults. They do.
Mm-hmm. But
And it's unfortunate.
that is. But yet that's their love language.
Oh, okay. We can go with that.
I mean, I'm not saying that what you said is not true, because you already know more than one,
No, yes.
more than one truth
Yes.
can exist at the same time, sometimes more than that.
Yes,
And
it can.
there's no
It
way
can.
I'm saying love languages don't have a past or a story to them, because they
Yeah,
do.
it does. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I am not disagreeing with you at all. Just like maturity and immaturity
That's
can
true.
exist in the same bubble.
Yes, yes. And on that note, then we know with taking the journey, it's all about trying to find that balance. You hope that adult that in turn is looking for that side that they didn't get when they're young, they will hope that they will use that balance, that it won't make it a possessive desire, that if that other person doesn't know how to give it or doesn't show it, that they then disregard the love language back in return that the other individual in turn also needs. And it becomes more of a balance. And if love is what it should be, especially I always say based on friendship, then as every friend is, if they're true friends, you're going to want to share with your friend that which in turn they need. Otherwise, they shouldn't be a true friend. Right. Anyway, from that end. And hopefully through that, you can help them mature and build more in an area that they never had as a friend, because maybe the parent did. You know, Latita, because you've been out and working a lot. We see a lot of young folks who grow to be adults who found their lack of getting back from the parents. They found it through Sally gangs, and gangs picked them up, and gangs nurtured them, and they look at that love from a gang point of view. And you know, at the same time, I know some brothers right now. I'm not gonna get on some of you brothers. No, they got that 50 Cent attitude. You can tell 50 Cent that he grew up like that, which is I'm gonna get them before they get me. And he making millions of dollars until he figure he's mature as can be. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. Okay. Have you asked your partner how they best receive your love? Have you asked your partner that?
How do you best receive love?
When I have potatoes, pancakes, and a couple of fries.
Okay, that's a lot of potatoes.
No, seriously, how do you ask your partner how they best can receive your love?
Um,
It's a setup question.
I know, and you don't have to be very deep or insightful about it. You can just be to the point of what makes
Can
you
you
feel
turn yours
loved.
down just a little bit? Yes, Sister Lydia, can you turn down a little bit? Just a little bit. Because we can hear all the way from here, hear a little bit of echo.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
Just say what makes you feel loved.
There you go. There you go. You would hopefully, out of what we talked to up this time, you would at least know their love language. Hello?
Yeah.
And use their love language.
Yeah.
If they don't know the love language, which later on we come back into this break, we're hopefully, ooh, wow, short break because how late were we?
We were about 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to give you a link where you can actually take that test and find out your love language. Okay, let's take a short break, right? And then we're going to come right back to you, all of us, because we already are late as can be. Are we not sure?
Yes, we are.
We'll be right back.
You didn't even know how long you were over there.
It when I was like, oh my bad, I did. Listen.
Hello, world. We're here serving Savannah, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Brooklyn, Houston, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, and the world. The best music all the time. The greatest songs ever made, every time. Tune in to Hot 2100 Savannah and get a taste for your ears. Hot 2100 Savannah, serving Savannah and the world.
I'd be damned if it's me. I see why you mad, you ain't swaggin' like
this. Savannah, are you looking for some of the best Southern soul food? Then check out Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Boulevard. The food is so good, you'll think that your mother cooked it. Located in the heart of Savannah, Kim's has a menu that includes breakfast anytime, lunch when you need it, and dinner so you won't have to cook when you get home. They also cater all types of events and can host your reserved event at the restaurant. Come see what everyone has been raving about. Great food, great atmosphere, and a great time. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard in beautiful downtown Savannah.
On. Hey, and we are back, right? Are back here again. Hope you enjoyed yourself as you enjoyed that. The whole crew. Hopefully, you're learning more about your love language at the same time, and also you're learning from our sister girl that you can also love yourself. I think it's important during this time when you're not in a relationship, learn your love language, not only for yourself but for all the ambulance that might come in your life. No, for all the people in your life that you may need to connect with and know about. Learn your love language. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Okay, sure.
And you got, it's important to love yourself anyway. Because you can't love somebody else properly if you don't love yourself properly.
Exactly. If you're new to love language, what to do if you're unfamiliar, if your partner isn't sure either, suggest talking to the love language quiz together. Explore how culture, children, and trauma may shape your language preference. In fact, that was something that Sister Latina and I were talking about. Those things can shape your love language. They can either make you more mature in your love language, or be a different area of your love language, or it could be something that you need a lot of help in that love language way, but it's still love language.
Or show you where you're lacking. And that's one of the things a lot of us don't want to admit, that we're lacking in things, especially things that we think we know so much about. We don't want to admit that we're lacking, but sometimes taking a deeper look into situations will help us to know that maybe a class is not so bad. Maybe talking to somebody about it is not so bad. We can put the link to the test on Messenger.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it right now in a minute.
Oh, okay.
When I get over to it, where we are. This is us. I'm going to then go to. I'm gonna do a separate ticket right here. Right here. But let me ask Christina, what she think about love language? Yeah, come to think, I want to ask her that. Has she heard about that before in her time?
Yes, I have heard about love language, and I think that it is undefined and no one can define it. It's just something that someone said, oh, this is love language. It's undefined, it is etheric, and it's personalized, of course, per person, per creature, per mammal, per maritime and landline laws, universal laws.
I love that.
And I'm glad you.
That she was saying in so many words, your love language. You are on your own. No, not necessarily.
But one thing she did say that I think was good is it is personalized. It is specific to one person. So you cannot do what a lot of people do is assume that this is what my ex-boyfriend or my ex-girlfriend, my ex-husband, ex-wife enjoyed, and so you're going to enjoy it too. Not necessarily.
I also think we need to understand that love language has really been created in groupings. There are 5 of them. So them are large groupings, or what they call templates or archetypes, are large times or places people would think as individuals, but they are not definitely like you specific. To me, it's like being able to get you near the half for football players in those sports, get you near the half or the of the courtyard, but it's not going to get you to be able to make the exact basket specifically for the individual, but at least get you there. Because I'll be honest with you, most people, I don't care what they say, they're handling a loving relationship according to what mom told me to do, what dad told me to do, or what I thought was the best. Sometimes it's as bad as all people like this should be treated that way. I've heard sisters say all black men need to be treated this way, so I treat all black men the same. All brothers will say all sisters need to be treated this way when it comes to love. I'm gonna treat them all the same. Hey, no, that's so far out of the bracket. It's not even funny. This at least should get you near and closer to how a person's love language is personally from you. The rest you learn on your own to be more specific with that individual as you get to know them.
You know, it would be great if people did.
I can't
get
see
that.
Her. Where is she at?
Because people passing behind.
Oh.
It would be great if people did get that information from their parents. But unfortunately, most of them get the information from their friends who don't know any more about it than they do.
That's true.
So it's like the blind leading the blind, and nobody getting to the way.
No one get to the ditch.
Well, everybody going to the ditch.
That's very, very true. Let's move on because we are over our time, really, but that's all right. We have 15 minutes left.
Not quite.
So I mean, we were over our time anyway, so I want to finish this one. I think it's so important. What's our next one? Practicing love language, practicing exercise. Each partner writes down their 2 love languages, the strongest one through the test will tell you. One thing they like the other to stop doing, and one to start doing. Okay, that's a lesson to start doing. Write down that person's love language after you take that test and say, this is what I'm going to start doing. And then also, this is what I'm going to stop doing. Building love into a ritual. That's the transition we're talking about. How do you build it so it's a way of life? How do you build it so it is ether in your life, as Sister was saying? Transitioning into the power of ritual with your partner's love language. Example, if their love language is quality time, create a weekly unplug hour just for them. Create that Cialis moment where you 2 are just sitting with each other, watching TV, watching the moon go by, and it is just quality time because the other person likes it.
Well, anyway. If you're holding hands during that Cialis moment and the other person likes physical touch, you're killing 2 birds with one stone.
There you go. She just dropped off just when we needed to talk. She did it on purpose. You know, she's like, I don't want to do that. There's no more of these people. They're talking that couple stuff. I got no time for it. Give it a try again. We're almost done. So we want to have you say the last word at least. Yeah, well, okay. Example, if the love language is quality time, I always say that. If it's words of affirmation, leave notes in lunch bags or mirror weekly. What do you think about that? Wow.
That's interesting. And that's something that's worth trying.
Exactly.
And you can do that ahead of time sometimes, so you don't have, I was in too much of a hurry to put it in your lunch bag.
Yeah. They build rhythm, reliable, emotional safety. The ritual These rituals build rhythm, reliability, emotional safety. They reduce the emotional labor of always trying to guess what your partner needs. I really would like to have heard an answer to that by our sister. And you know what? She just popped in, so she can't. The spirit does it just in time. Just in time. Sister, real quickly, I know you heard it. What do you think about that?
About
Yeah, the ritual. They reduce that. What did I say again? The ritual builds rhythm, reliability, emotional safety. What do you think about that? It reduces the emotional labor of always trying to guess what your partner needs.
rituals are right in time.
Okay. What did you say again? I'm sorry, sister.
Rituals. Okay.
Right in time.
Oh, I like how she said that, right in time. Even though some people believe time is just a conscript or something like that, then it really doesn't exist. Are you saying that we can build that, create that actually in your own time? I like that. I like that. We can build those kind of blocks in this world, in this time as you want. Wow. Because you was only supposed to come in at that time to say just that.
You'll be
That was
back.
Good. You'll be back.
You'll be back.
Here's our urban shaman insight.
Because she looks like she's still there.
No, she's not. No,
Oh.
she's at. That's just because it's looking at her there so they can see
Okay.
her and feel good about it. Urban shaman insight. Ritual isn't routine. It's remembrance. Again, ritual isn't routine. It's remembrance. Love is sacred when it's done with intention. And we're going to end that right there. How's that, Jeremy?
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
Go ahead.
good.
Go ahead. And let's close this out because I know she won't be able to get back on.
The final reflections that we have. Love isn't just spoken. It's lived. Attention is sacred. You don't just give it, you aim it.
Wow. You aim it. Talk about attention and aiming. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could aim this back over to her to get the last word, but we can't. But we want to thank everyone being with us on Taking the Journey. And we want you to take that journey together. But this time, take it with your love language. Make sure that in turn, you want to give us a call. You have our number. Where's our number below? It was up here before.
If you can find us at takingthejourney@gmail.com or call us at 786-763-1324. Taking the Journey Together @gmail.com or call us now at 786-763-1324.
But it's a little bit over because we started late. But God bless you all. I say to you, make sure you take that journey in a purposeful way and that you make your journey etheric, as she said, or aesthetic as she was. Anyway, make it a way of life. God bless.
I say.
Like that.